Hey, it's me, Herogetsu. Hope you're well. I I'm 25 today. Wow, it's really crazy. Um, it's been a long journey. I got a lot of feelings. Like I'm going through a lot of emotions right now, and man, I just want to talk about kind of some of those things that I'm feeling. At least at this time of the day. It's like 12:50 here in Ohio. I just came back from Thailand. I missed my family, my son, my wife. I miss them dearly. I've only been gone for I guess it would be 5 days in Thailand, but it's really only been four. Um, I'm feeling a lot of stuff. And I've been working through these emotions for probably the last week or two, like getting ready to turn 25. Um, it just puts a lot of things into perspective for me. Because now I'm thinking, wow, I'm 5 years away from 30. My son is 1 year old now, and I don't know how old my mother is. In truth, I stopped counting because my mom don't age. But I just want to take this time to reflect here, record these things, and just really try to work this out. Like I won't go through this whole process that I'm feeling, but I'll try to explain everything I'm feeling right now. And I'll just I'll just start with I don't know. I know there's two things that I want to talk about today for sure, and I just don't know if I'm gonna talk about it right right now. I want to talk about my feelings, and then maybe later on today, once I'm all done with my birthday or something, probably around 2100, then I'll actually talk about why I still want to make a game, why I still want to do game development, and then the goals, not the goals, but like the things I want to do with my game, just on a personal level. Yeah. Oh, it's probably my wife texting me. But um, let's let's start with my feelings, I guess. So I've been struggling with getting ready to accept that I'm getting older. You know, like I've been thinking about like, man, I wish that I was as dedicated to the things that I want to do today as I was. No, as dedicated as I was to the things I want to do today if I was, back when I was 14 or something. Like, I feel like my childhood was wasted. And that sounds crazy, but like, I enjoyed a lot of my childhood. I don't regret them, but at the same time, like, there's things that I wish, I had done instead because I was busy doing the wrong things. Like I wasn't doing drugs or anything, nothing crazy, but like, I was worried about people that won't be in my life. I was more worried about them instead of taking care of things that I needed to do. I was in college when I was 16. I was trying to get a degree for network software engineering. Hated every second of it. So I was like, this isn't for me. Because I went in there trying to learn programming, and um, I didn't know that college would make you take extra classes that has nothing to do with your school. And then I wasn't even learning programming while I was there. Like it just felt like a huge waste of time. And so, you know, I'm 25 now, and for the last few years since I've been out of the military, my mom, my grandmother, always hounding me, telling me, "You should go to school. You should go to school. You should go to school." And it's annoying. Like, okay, I told you I don't want to. If I do, it'll be when I really make that decision for myself. But it won't be, something that you can convince me to do, because I've already had a bad experience with it. Mhm. But now I'm kind of thinking about doing it because I'll get paid to do it to go to school by like the military, I believe. I think. I know I'll get paid in some type of way. I don't know exactly who it's from. And that's like a main reason I'm thinking about doing it and just treating it like school, like college is a job. Plus I'm trying to learn programming for real, for real. Like I want to develop good practices and all that. I don't know if college will actually help me get that. So, I just don't want to go through that whole process of getting enrolled in school again, and then it's just a waste of time. And all those goals that I set out to do in school just doesn't happen. Same like with the military. They told me they would teach me programming when I was when I was trying to join. They lied to me, super lied to me. I didn't learn programming at all. But my job, my as a 25 November, I didn't do no programming. But yeah, that really made me mad. Um, but I'm scared of being 30. I know that's still 5 years from now, and that's still relatively young, but I'm looking at 30 and I'm like, man, when I'm 30, I'm gonna be an old man for real. Like I'm really getting up there. I mean, I still probably have like hopefully another 50 years of my life. But I'm just thinking, what are the things that I want to have accomplished by the time I'm 30? And those things would be, I want to have my family, my wife and son over in America before I'm 30. Uh, my son will be, walking and talking and probably getting ready to go to kindergarten in 5 years, if not the first grade. Like I gotta do that within the next 2, 3 years, really. I want to have my first game released. I want to be able to understand, like really learn from those things. Like I don't believe, and I know I probably shouldn't be saying this. I don't believe that my game will be a financial success because I mean it's a platformer, and I don't know if platformers like a 3D platformers are actually popular, but I'm doing it because I just want to learn. I want to keep it as focused as possible, keep it tight, um, And then, I'm trying to be smooth and a saying we say in the military, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And that's why I've taken my time learning the skills that I've learned over the last 3 years, 3 years. Just it's all art stuff, but I'm getting ready to you know, feel like I'm getting ready to go into a transition of my life to where this is who I'll be probably until I'm 30. And when I'm 30, I'll probably go through another transition or get ready to go into another transition. Um, like I'm already a dad and I'm already a husband, but I feel at that point, that's when I'll get to be like a real dad. Maybe like I want my son to grow up knowing that I really love him, right? So like during those times, like I want to just be able to like play with my son, play basketball with him, maybe football, soccer, sports. We can jump on a trampoline, play in the snow. Like I wanna have my son feel like he really got a dad who like really there. And I'm trying to like right now I'm getting back in shape, like how I was in the military. I'm not training nearly as hard as I was back then because like I'm actually injured from my time in the military. I can't do those things anymore. So it's a slow process, but I'm making progress and that's okay with me. And you know, I have been reevaluating like, do I still like making games or do I still want to make a game? Like it's something that's like really heavy on my mind because, as I stated, I've been working on this, like gaining the skills for like the last 2 or 3 years. I've been doing this almost since my dad died. And my dad died back in 2021, like July 28th. And it's a really difficult thing for me. Like I don't even know if I could say that I fully accepted his death because, like I could say, yeah, he's dead, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you only got one dad and you only got one mother. And I know one day I will die. Like I know it, but I haven't quite accepted that either. But I'm making I'm on YouTube because I wanna show that I existed. Prove to myself and to my kid, like, when they older and eventually when I'm gone, my YouTube channel will still be here. And my feelings, my thoughts, the things that make me who I am are still here. That's why I don't really edit my videos super super much. Like it's very minimal. At least right now, I'll probably change um, when I develop more skills about for it. But I just want to express who I am, and then my dad never got to meet my son. He never got to see his grandson, and I hope, I'll be able to meet my grandchildren. But in case I don't, then these videos are here. This is who I was. It's when someone dies, it really makes you like really, think about a lot of things and you know, and then even more when, you know, like for me, my dad died before my son was born, way before my son was born. Me and my wife wasn't even married yet. So, and he only talked to Gerard once, maybe twice. You know, and that's just real life. But yeah, this video's a true ramble, but it's my birthday video, right? So I'll just make it long, um, because you know, I'm going through things right now. I uh, I really miss my son and wife right now, and the house is so empty here. I've grown up in the house that I'm staying in right now, like practically all my life. You know, my dad was here, he raised me here. My mom, she raised me here. All my family live around this house pretty much. And now, my youngest brother, he's moved away to go live with my mom in Georgia. My sister Hannah, she's off to college. She's 18 now, which is crazy. My youngest sister, she lived with mom, of course. She's still a minor. And it's just me and my my brother Elijah. We the only ones here for real. The house is so quiet. He at work. It's crazy. Like things really change when you get older. And I try to hold on to some of my childhood or some of those childish things that I had growing up as much as I can while still trying to be responsible. This, trying to balance being an adult and still having fun. Yeah. Um, I don't want to just keep talking and it don't make much sense. Like it makes sense to me, and this video is more for me and my family than anything. But I'll still make it public, so people know this is who I am. I don't want to erase anything that shows that I was there. Um, so I'll talk a little bit about my game here because I don't want to forget it. But I've been thinking for years now. I want to make a game that's a tribute both to my dad and kind of reflecting on the different phases that I've been through in my life. So like my character, the game I'm working on is a representation of me. And this one particular is around my childhood and it'll be around my teenage years between 14 and 17. During that time in my life, my dad wasn't around anymore. He he had moved away to California to go work and make money and stuff. Um, but during that time, I was very lost and I didn't know how to deal with it. I was a bad kid. I wouldn't say no, I wasn't a bad kid. Like I wasn't doing drugs and I wasn't fighting nobody. I wasn't like, doing any criminal activities, but like I would skip school a lot. I hated school. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to deal with, you know, people. I liked keeping to myself. And so I was very ignorant of the world around me. I didn't know anything for real. I lacked a lot of common sense. And to this day, I still lack a lot of common sense, if I'm honest with you. But even more back then, I was very naive. You know, the friends that I had, you know, they were cool, I guess. They not back then. I don't really have friends that I keep in touch with for real. Besides maybe three. And only one of them is who I actually talk to on a regular basis. But I was lonely. I was very lonely back then. The only people I would really mess with is my family, and that's why I have such strong bonds with my family. But even back then, I stressed them out a lot. I stressed them out a whole lot. But it was also around then when I was 14, I was like, you know what? I want to make games. This is what I want to do with my life. I knew it then, but I didn't have any resources, or I didn't know any resources on how to do it, or how to get taught how to do it. I live in Ohio, and there's not a big developer scene here, or at least I've never heard of anybody doing anything from here, and that's a shame. But it is what it is. But this game's, me. I at one point in my life, I was even just, talking to myself, or I would talk about myself in the third person point of view because it was easier to deal with stuff back then. You know, I was weird. I'm still weird, but maybe not as weird. And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with being weird. I was weird, but I was still, or I tried to be nice. Yeah, so this game's about me being lonely for however many years I was, really until I was 17, and I've developed a self-hate for myself back then, you know. Like I was blaming myself for a lot of things that I was dealing with back then, but I'm not sure those were necessarily my fault. There were things that I definitely did that was wrong and it ended up messing me up, but it also, helps me develop into the person that I am today. But man, I really wish I never would have done some of those things because you I've hurt people that was very, very dear to me. And I think about it a lot. It weighs on my heart. Now I just try to be as the best person that I can be, especially since when I got out the military or during my time in the military, when I met my wife, I was, you know, I was still dealing with a lot of things, like I was getting into, like I was exploring, like I was getting into the life that I never had. Like I didn't go out growing up. I didn't go to parties. I didn't, do all kinds of wild stuff. But during those years, that's when I started doing that when I was in the military. Yeah. But this game and future games will be about me. And up until I felt like for now, there's enough of me that I've shared. I know there's certain parts of my life that I want to share, like my childhood that I've described, but then I also want to just share my time in the military. And then after that, I want to share my acceptance into who I am now. You know, like I went through a lonely self-hate phase, and then I went through well, my life doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do whatever I'm gonna do. I'm gonna live it out the best that I can, treat it like almost like I'm immortal, but at the same time, I know very much I could die, but whatever. I'm gonna just do it because I don't know, that's what I feel. So that's that second game. It's about that, but then the third one is, an acceptance of who I am right now and, you know, willing to grow up finally. But I'm still accepting those things from my childhood. I'm not hating myself like I was back then. I do have some regrets, but I accept them. So yeah, man, man. Well, thanks for watching. This has been Herogetsu. I hope I'll see myself in the future and I'll look back on this and I'll be like, yeah, good job for even trying, man. Yeah, yeah. All right. I'm gonna end the video.